Yo, what's up, everyone? Logical reaction guy. We're going to watch Mark Robber. So, there we go. World's largest t-shirt cannon. This will be my first reaction from his videos.
And this is a t-shirt cannon. And this is a cannon that just happens to shoot a t-shirt. But to understand the convoluted path for how I ended up here, and eventually right here...
This is SoFi Stadium. So I guess Chargers, LA. Anyone there from LA? Let me know.
This kid is, we're going to first go back a few months, because that's when I was hanging out with my friend who had an odd request. Explain what it is you're looking for from me.
Well, my dream is
Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, let's skip a little bit of that.
Since giving me a college football bowl game named after him, and he didn't want to disappoint fans, and I didn't want to disappoint a friend, so my first thought was to save myself a lot of time on the design by just shooting a t-shirt from an actual cannon. But to do that, I would need to answer one key question. Just how powerful is a real cannon? We're about to find out. 6 ounces of black powder behind a t-shirt in an actual Civil War cannon. Let's see what the heck happens. This is science. And when we load that in, let's review the simple mechanics of how a cannon works. Basically, the gunpowder goes here, cannonball goes here. Then you light the gunpowder, and it turns into a gas and expands very quickly. And then the gases are like, dude, it's suddenly way too crowded in this small space for us. We gotta get out of here. And because all these walls are way too strong, the best option is down the barrel.
Sure, right. Basic rigid container thermodynamics, right? It's a pretty good explanation for how cannons. This is probably a good example of how guns work, even, right? You put a bullet into a chamber, you create gases by using a certain substance that will vaporize, right? So gunpowder seems logical.
And since the ball happens to be in the way, it gets pushed along for the ride with all the escaping gas. They just told me to keep my mouth open. I don't know why. Oh! No! I'm not sure the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl is going to allow me to fire these into the crowd. I might have to pivot. So obviously an actual cannon was way too powerful, but to understand like just how much...
It seems obvious, right? I mean, like that part of it seems obvious. What's the next thing? I'm just gonna, for brevity's sake, I'm gonna skip through.
So while we enjoyed the fruits of our labors, I was already thinking of a plan B, and I knew just where to turn. This is Anthony. He was being interviewed by the local news because he invented a really cool ventilator made out of Legos.
Right here, there is area for a oxygen tube.
So after he explained how it works, they asked about his future life plans.
I wanted to be a mechanical engineer, and what would be amazing is if I would be able to do a co-op or something with the YouTuber Mark Rober.
With who?
The YouTuber Mark Rober.
Oh, he's my favorite YouTuber. So yeah.
Okay, it's
One
impressive.
of these three was going to be my future boss. So I tracked him down, and his parents told him one more local news station wanted to talk about his bill.
That's exciting.
It'd be funny if, I don't know, there's like a chariot beside it.
Now that I knew what Anthony had in mind, all we needed was a 10-second build montage to make it.
Right. So where do we get to? Right. The actual exciting part. What they call it? We already know the problem. I wonder if this is going to be like the type of cannon that like shoots multiple shirts at the same time. They might maybe get to that, but let's see.
Time to load the slug.
So I'm not a mechanical engineer by any means. I'm a chemical engineer, but I still find this intriguing, and maybe there's something I can learn along the way.
About a 3-pound ball of rags. See what happens. It's the first test fire. Here we go. And there wasn't a lot of space at this location, so this first shot was about 1/3 full power. 3, 2, 1. Oh no, I think it's going up. Now it was up to me to go full sandlot and retrieve this thing.
Okay, it's pretty powerful actually.
So thankfully, both me and the donkey survived, but it was time to head to a bigger field so we could really test the full capabilities of the cannon. Dare anyone to get in my way. Now I quickly want to mention, to really appreciate the challenge ahead of us, you have to appreciate that SoFi, where the game is going to be is just a massive stadium. So the goal of the game was for Jimmy's sidekick Guillermo to be in the top row, and then Anthony, Jimmy, and I would be down on the field. So this is the correctly scaled shot that we'd have to hit. And since we know the horizontal and vertical measurements to that seat, we placed a drone in the sky at that exact location, and our goal was basically to hit that drone.
That seems incredibly far away. I've never built anything that could remotely shoot that far. 3,
Drone is still as hell.
1, go!
And that first shot was at about 2/3 full power. You could see it was well short of the drone and had a trajectory sort of like this. It also presented some other issues.
Look at that bag, dude.
I wonder if they considered air resistance, you know, things of the sort into the trajectory. Obviously, right, you know, if you model it exactly, you know, some sort of accelerate, like some basic motion, like force balance, it probably won't hit, right? You have to give it more power than, you know, than what's theoretically allowed due to, you know, one big one is probably air resistance and, you know, wind and things of the sort.
Oh, we ripped a hole. That's capable.
And after that,
I mean, it's supposed to be a t-shirt cannon, right? It's like, I mean, like, is the goal to have the shirts wrapped in plastic?
just to give it
The
all
trial and
the
error
power
part
we
is
had
interesting.
and cross our fingers.
This is the big mama, 500 psi, 8 pounds. This is like a real life cannon. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so they're measuring their power in PSI that
Yeah,
they're
that
giving
takes-
things.
That tape didn't do so hot.
And considering our payload weighed 8 pounds, which is basically a gallon of milk, this was a bomb of a shot. But as you can see from the viewpoint of the top seat, it wasn't far enough. Now, I just want to remind you, this is how far a normal wimpy t-shirt cannon shoots one shirt, whereas our cannon was shooting the equivalent weight of 25 shirts at this trajectory, and yet it still wasn't going to cut. And so we stayed in the whole day, and there were a bunch more tests I won't bore you with, but the punchline was that no matter what we tried, we couldn't make it to Guillermo in the top row. So I had to call Anthony to give him the bad news and try and figure out what to do next.
What's up, Anthony? How's it going, buddy?
Maybe we can skip towards what they do
There's
next.
time delay, and that's when I realized he would be my boss sooner than I first anticipated. Next, he told me 3 modifications to make it shoot farther. But before I tell you how he was exactly right, we need to review how the t-shirt cannon actually works. So it's the exact same principle as the real cannon, but instead of using gunpowder to make an explosion, to make it all super crowded with gas, you take a high-pressure tank like this and put some of that high-pressure air into this accumulator tank. And then once again, all the gas in that tank is like, it's way too crowded. We gotta get out of here. So when you open this valve, it's a mad dash down the barrel. It's
Okay.
simple as shooting a spitball with a straw. It's the same principle that powered my Nerf gun, super tank. And this makes sense because it would sustain the force on the t-shirt instead of like with a small tank where you just get a brief poof. And he went on to mention his second idea,
Or like a longer barrel so it can really get up to speed.
and this is also true, which is why rifles shoot faster bullets than handguns. And his third suggestion was to increase the size of the connecting tube here. So instead of necking down,
You just have it go straight to the final diameter.
and that means there's no traffic jams as the air rushes out, which means it can get out faster. And so after that call, we went back and pretty much instituted all of Anthony's suggestions in some form or another. And I was feeling like we were back in the game. And so after another full day of testing, this is where we stood.
8-inch cannon, 13-pound mortar, with the parachute, 500 psi, roll the drone, here we go, fire!
Oh shit! What the?
The big bomb!
We basically shot nearly 2 gallons of milk over a 30-story building, and it traveled for 2.5 football fields, which put us way beyond the Guillermo spot. Plus, Anthony's parachute system kicked in at just the right moment, so his Kevlar bag landed in pristine shape.
And by the way, you might be wondering what's in this massive bag. Well, the world's largest t-shirt cannon naturally can shoot the world's largest t-shirt. Probably. I haven't looked it up, but this has got to be the world's.
Oh, that's
The
impressive.
next step is actually head to SoFi and show this to the lawyers.
Okay, so they're going to SoFi
So we
now. So
decided to
it's
start at 1/3 power in an attempt to shoot a shot like this, and then we could work our way up. But that is
okay. So now they're gonna fine tune it since they know exactly that they can shoot like 2 football fields far. Let's see what happens.
Oh my gosh!
You get stuck?
Anthony, what have you done? Out of the park, baby!
And not being
Oh
sure
yeah,
if
that
was
little
cool
boy is
enough,
goated. He obviously intelligent. They come up with some, smart design principles to improve. It's like their problem that they weren't shooting it far enough. Let's see what else
Really
happens.
didn't parking lot, but lawyers. Let's have it. And so this was our third and final shot at that reduced 25% full pressure.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like Mark Rober, he makes like the scientific process seem so simple. I mean, but obviously he would admit that there's a lot of work involved in coming from understanding how it works to actually building something. This is why I guess engineers are so revered for their ability to make the theoretical, the experimental, large scale.
You're literally just at the back of the seat of the very top row in the entire arena. And that perfectly accomplished our objective down to a few inches, which was a huge weight off my shoulders because I felt like we were locked on Anthony's design, and I remember my first experiences with engineering, and I really wanted this to be a grand slam for him. And so after a few
That's crazy. I wonder how long he's been like invested in engineering. Obviously, there's some parental influence as well there. So like I'm excited for kids getting into science at an early age. That's how innovation is going to occur. But live your life as well, right? A lot of child prodigies out there that may or may not regret the time they spent just making socializing.
Last minute cosmetic modifications.
Okay, so cosmetics, we passed that. Let's see how this thing actually shoots.
There you go. We're sneaking at me.
I can get to the part where they shoot this thing. Okay, so they talk. See, I'm helping you guys out here. So obviously, this is this is the Utah. I didn't know they played in LA. Okay, awesome. This is the Pac-12, Utah, Oregon State. I've been following a little bit, but I'm not really like obviously, Big Ten for me. So let's see how this thing actually shot. Is there a mark here for that? Oh, right here. Okay.
He already qualified
okay, so Jimmy Kimmel.
like a true engineer.
Let's see how this thing shoots. I'm excited.
Do not kill anyone, Mark. We are going to be the first bowl game to put a T-shirt on the moon. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, it's going to be loud. Cover your ears. 1. I've been told we went out of the stadium.
There weren't a lot of, this is a big stadium. I wonder how well they fill this for like the Chargers games. By the way, if people want me to react to like sports stuff, let me know. I'm quite intrigued in college football, college basketball, and we can react to some of those games. But no, like it didn't seem like they were able to even fill this stadium by any means. I wonder, like, because both LA teams play in the stadium, the Chargers and Rams. I wonder, like, obviously there's probably less Chargers fans going, but I wonder if it's always like that.
And so even after doing our best to appease the lawyers at 1/4 power, Anthony just noped it right out of the park. So after that, we went back and enjoyed the second half, as I just hope you would remember this experience for a really long time, so that I could at least have a leg up one day when I apply to work for this company.
So that was the Mark Rober, world's largest T-shirt cannon. It's quite impressive. Obviously, if you want to see everything, go watch the full video. I just kind of wanted to skim through it and add some perspective. No, overall, T-shirt cannon relates to something else. Obviously there's ways this technology can be used in other types of devices and things might be useful. Right. Hopefully they put some IP on that T-shirt cannon at some point. I'm certain that's the case. I'm also curious. Mark Rober, like, I like a team of engineers, a team of scientists. How do they come up with the next idea? I don't know anything about that, so if anyone can point me in the right direction, let me know. But overall, this stuff is quite intriguing. So, I'm going to return to work and continue out with the rest of my tasks for the day. But overall, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, your holiday season. Tomorrow, probably going to be Kurt Sagat, so we'll probably react to their news video as well. If they do one, it doesn't seem like they will, because last video we watched, it seemed like they just ended things. So yeah, we'll just go from there. I saw some comments in previous videos. I'll look at some other videos too, and once I get some free time. But for now, I'm logging out, and this is LRG. Take care, everyone.